It hangs in the air, thick and heavy, a wall of green seemingly impenetrable. The sound is overwhelming, a million tiny instruments playing a symphony of life and death, yet the stage appears empty. This is the great paradox of the Amazon. Spanning more than 6 million square kilometers, it is the beating heart of our planet's biodiversity. A place scientists say is home to a staggering 10% of all known species on Earth. It is often perceived as a stage for the magnificent and the famous, the powerful jaguar, the clever capuchin monkey, the brilliantly colored macaw. And they are here, but they are only the headline acts in a show of almost infinite complexity. The truer story exists in the shadows, beneath the leaves and in the dark, tannin-stained water. It is a world of creatures so bizarre, so specialized, so perfectly adapted to their hidden lives that they might as well be myths. They are the unseen, the overlooked, the architects of a secret rainforest that few ever get to witness. The challenge is to peel back the very edge of that curtain, to venture off the well-trodden paths, away from comfortable eco-lodges, requires patience, determination, and the knowledge of local guides who see this forest not as a wall of green, but as a city of a million hidden doors. The goal is to find the animals many have never heard of, to document a side of the rainforest that reveals its true, bewildering genius. What can be found here is stranger, more beautiful, and more profound than could ever be imagined. This is the Amazon that does not make the postcards. This is the hidden world waiting to be found. The first and most humbling lesson the Amazon teaches is one of emptiness. Upon stepping off a boat, with senses alight, one might expect to be greeted by a cacophony of life in motion. An image of sloths hanging from every other branch and monkeys swinging overhead in a vibrant aerial ballet. But what one gets is silence, a deep, profound, and almost unnerving quiet, punctuated only by the buzz of insects that cannot be seen and the distant call of a bird that cannot be identified. The forest feels vacant, like a beautiful but empty cathedral. This, of course, is an illusion. It is perhaps the greatest magic trick nature has ever performed. The life is there, but it is hidden in plain sight, a product of millions of years of evolutionary pressure, where to be seen is to be eaten. Over half of the Amazon species are canopy dwellers, living their entire lives hundreds of feet above the ground in a world almost entirely disconnected from our own. Down on the forest floor, Every creature is a master of camouflage, blending into the leaf litter, bark and shadows with a perfection that feels almost supernatural. Documenting life here is an exercise in futility if approached in the wrong way. The technical challenges alone are immense. The humidity is a relentless enemy, reaching up to 90%, creating conditions that can threaten sensitive equipment or cause condensation to form inside a lens. Blurring a perfect shot, rainstorms can appear from nowhere, turning the forest floor into a treacherous mire. But the greatest challenge is the wildlife itself. Animals do not follow scripts. They are elusive, shy, and often nocturnal. Capturing them on film requires more than just luck. It demands a fundamental shift in how one sees the world. One learns to stop looking for animals and start looking for signs. A broken twig, a half-eaten fruit dropped from the canopy, a faint track in the mud. One learns to move slowly, to listen intently, to become part of the background hum rather than an intruder. Most importantly, one learns to rely on the wisdom of local guides, men and women born in this forest, who possess a knowledge no book can teach. They see the forest not as a single entity, but as an intricate tapestry of interconnected lives. They can spot a potu bird, a master of camouflage, perched motionless on a branch from 100 yards away, something an untrained eye would scan over a dozen times and miss. They know that the best time to see mammals is at the water's edge, at dawn or dusk, and that the true chorus of the jungle only begins after the sun has set. This is not just an expedition to find animals. It is a lesson in learning to see the unseen. The journey into the unseen begins not in the canopy or the rivers, but right at one's feet. The Amazonian forest floor is a world in miniature, a realm where the most bizarre and beautiful dramas unfold. Often on a scale so small it is easily missed. Down here, vibrant color is not about beauty. It is a warning. Nowhere is this more apparent than with the poison dart frog. These amphibians are tiny, some no bigger than a thumbnail, yet they are among the most toxic creatures on Earth. Their skin secretes powerful toxins, and their brilliant colors, electric blues, fiery oranges, and vivid yellows, are a stark, unambiguous warning to any potential predator. I am not a meal. It is a bold evolutionary gamble known as aposematism. Instead of hiding, you make yourself as conspicuous as possible. Finding them is a challenge. The eye must be trained to scan the green tapestry for a fleck of color that seems out of place. A guide with his uncanny vision might suddenly stop, pointing to a single leaf in a sea of thousands, and there it is, a tiny jewel-like frog seeming to pulsate with life and venom. Scientists are still discovering new species, like Ranitomea aquamarina, recently identified in the Juruá River basin and named for its stunning pale blue-green stripes and coppery legs. These frogs are not just passive bearers of poison, they show complex behaviors. Many species engage in elaborate parental care, with males guarding the eggs and then carrying the hatched tadpoles on their backs to the safety of a water-filled bromeliad. It is a world of intense devotion and deadly defense, all happening on a stage the size of a hand. From the intensely colored, we move to the obsessively organized. Marching in disciplined lines are the leafcutter ants. These insects are more than just ants, they are farmers. They belong to a sophisticated agricultural society that has practiced fungiculture for millions of years. An endless column, each ant carrying a piece of leaf like a green sail, marches past. They are not eating the leaves, they are taking them to vast subterranean nests that can house millions of individuals. Down in the darkness, they chew the leaves into a pulp, which they use to grow a specific type of fungus, their only source of food. It is a perfect partnership, a symbiotic relationship that has allowed leafcutter ants to become one of the most dominant herbivores in the rainforest. But the forest floor holds stranger things still. As dusk falls, one might, if incredibly lucky, spot one of the Amazon's most surreal inhabitants, the peanut-headed bug. This insect, Fulgora laternaria, looks like something born from a fever dream, with a long, hollow growth on its head that looks uncannily like an unshelled peanut. For centuries, this bizarre feature has fueled incredible myths. One legend claims that if a person is bitten, they must have sex within 24 hours, or they will die. The truth is, the bug is completely harmless to humans. It doesn't bite or sting, and its strange head is hollow. Scientists believe it is an elaborate defense, a piece of mimicry designed to look like a lizard's head to scare off predators. If that does not work, it flashes open its wings to reveal two huge, startling eye spots. The peanut-headed bug is a masterpiece of deception, a testament to the strange evolutionary paths life takes in this hyper-competitive world. The Amazon is defined by its water. A network of more than 1,100 tributaries feeds the main river, creating a vast, interconnected aquatic world that is just as mysterious as the forest itself. This is a realm of murky blackwater rivers and sediment-rich whitewater rivers. And in them live creatures that blur the line between reality and legend. The most iconic of these is the Amazon River dolphin, or boto. Unlike its marine cousins, the boto is often a startling shade of pink. They are not born this way, but turn pinker with age, the color intensifying when they are excited or surprised. Seeing one is a magical experience. They surface with a gentle puff of air, their strange, elongated beaks breaking the water for just a moment before they vanish. And they are surrounded by folklore. Some local legends say the boto can shapeshift into a handsome man who comes ashore to seduce young women. In a world where the water is dark and opaque, it is easy to see how such myths were born. These dolphins navigate the cluttered environment using sophisticated echolocation. Their clicks and whistles painting a sonic picture of a world we cannot see. But the rivers hold far more menacing phantoms. We have noted the electric eel, which again is not a true eel, but a knife fish. Its ability to generate a powerful electric charge is the stuff of legend. It has 3 specialized organs that it uses to generate low-voltage pulses for navigation, and a high-voltage discharge of up to 860 volts to stun prey or defend itself. Then there are the giants. The arapaima is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, a true river monster that can reach over 2.5 meters and weigh more than 100 kilograms. It is an ancient creature, a living fossil that has been swimming these waters since the Jurassic period. What makes the arapaima so unusual is that it breathes air. It has a modified swim bladder that acts like a lung, forcing it to surface every 5 to 15 minutes to gulp air with a distinctive cough. This adaptation allows it to survive in the oxygen-poor waters common in the Amazon, and no journey into these waters would be complete without acknowledging the apex predator. The green anaconda. While the reticulated python may be longer, the anaconda is the heaviest snake on Earth, a muscular behemoth of the waterways. They are masters of stealth, spending most of their time submerged in slow-moving water, with only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface. They lie in wait for capybaras, caimans, or anything unlucky enough to come to the water's edge to drink. Spotting one is exceptionally rare. They are so well camouflaged, one could pass within feet of a full-grown anaconda and never know it was there. The journey may even lead to a creature so improbable it feels like a biological prank. The common basilisk, or Jesus Christ lizard. This lizard has an astonishing ability. When threatened, it can run on water. It drops from a tree and sprints upright across the surface to escape danger. It is not magic, but physics. Large hind feet with fringes of skin unfurl on impact, creating an air pocket that keeps it from sinking. As long as it maintains its speed, it is a living, breathing defiance of what seems possible. The rainforest canopy is often called the planet's final biological frontier. It is a world suspended between Earth and sky, a sprawling city of leaves and branches stretching for hundreds of feet. It is a place of intense competition for sunlight, and it is where most of the Amazon's biodiversity is concentrated. But for those on the ground, it remains mostly a mystery. One of its most famous residents is also one of the most misunderstood. The sloth. They are often perceived as lazy, but they are actually masters of energy conservation. An adaptation to their low-energy diet of leaves, they move with a deliberate, hypnotic slowness that helps them avoid predators like the harpy eagle. Their fur is often coated in algae, providing extra camouflage that makes them blend in perfectly with the green foliage. To watch a sloth is to watch life in slow motion, a quiet ballet that speaks to a different rhythm of life. But as night falls, the canopy awakens. Among the most enchanting characters is the kinkajou. Often called a honey bear, the kinkajou is neither a primate nor a bear, but a relative of the raccoon. They are strictly nocturnal, emerging at night to forage for fruit and nectar. The night also reveals one of nature's most incredible feats of camouflage. The glass frog. By day, these small frogs sleep on the undersides of leaves, their claim to fame being their transparent skin. One can literally see their internal organs, including their beating heart. But scientists recently discovered their most amazing secret. When a glass frog sleeps, it actively makes itself more transparent by removing nearly 90% of its red blood cells from its bloodstream and packing them into its liver. This makes the frog's entire body significantly more see-through. When it is time to awaken, it releases the cells back into circulation. It is a physiological superpower that borders on science fiction. Yet perhaps the strangest resident of the canopy is a bird that seems like a relic from another time. The hoatzin. Often called the stink bird, it is one of the most bizarre birds in the world. It is a pheasant-sized bird with a tiny head, a spiky crest, and a bright blue face. It gets its nickname from its digestive system. It is a foregut fermenter, much like a cow, using bacteria to break down tough leaves. The process releases methane, giving the bird an odor of manure. But its most incredible feature is found in its young. Hoatzin chicks are born with 2 claws on each wing, a primitive trait reminiscent of ancient birds like Archaeopteryx. Their nests hang over water, so if a predator approaches, the chicks can leap out, drop into the water below, and then use their wing claws to climb back up the tree to safety. The hoatzin is a living, breathing, and stinking evolutionary puzzle. After days spent searching for individual creatures, it becomes clear that the true magic of the Amazon lies not just in the animals, but in their collective voice. The rainforest is a living orchestra, and its symphony is most powerful when one stops looking and starts listening. The performance begins before dawn with the haunting primeval call of the howler monkey. It is not just heard, it is felt in the chest. It is a deep, guttural roar that can travel for miles. This is not a sound of aggression, but a proclamation, a troop announcing its territory to its neighbors, a daily sonic negotiation that prevents physical conflict. As the sun climbs, the higher-pitched instruments join in. The air fills with the chirps, whistles, and songs of hundreds of bird species, most of them hidden in the canopy. Interwoven with this is the constant high-frequency hum of insects. The buzz of bees and the drone of cicadas create a textural backdrop that never ceases. These are not just random noises. They are signals about food, danger, and mating. Sometimes a single sound can tell a whole story. There is a fascinating relationship between antbirds and swarms of army ants. The ants march across the forest floor, flushing out insects and other small creatures. The antbirds do not eat the army ants. They follow the swarm, preying on the fleeing insects. For the birds, the ants are a team of beaters driving prey directly toward them. The ants are completely oblivious, gaining nothing and losing nothing. It is a clever relationship called commensalism. By learning to recognize the antbird's calls, one can locate a moving ant swarm without ever seeing it. The sound itself becomes a map to a hidden drama. But the most profound symphony plays at night. As darkness envelops the forest, a new orchestra takes the stage. The air thrums with the calls of frogs, 1,000 different croaks and peeps rising from every puddle. The strange, mournful cry of the potu bird can be heard. The barks and hisses of a kinkajou foraging in the canopy might drift down. It is at night that one truly understands the sheer density of life here. The air is so thick with sound it feels tangible. It is a reminder that this forest never sleeps. To stand in the middle of the Amazon at night, enveloped by this symphony of the unseen, is a deeply humbling experience. As time in the Amazon comes to an end, the feeling it leaves is permanent. This was a search for the unseen, and it revealed a frog that hides its own blood to become transparent, a bird with dinosaur-like claws on its chicks, and an insect that masquerades as a peanut. But the most important discovery was not any single animal. It was the profound realization of how interconnected everything is. The Amazon is not a collection of species. It is a single, sprawling, symbiotic organism. It is a place where leafcutter ants cultivate fungus, where antbirds follow ant swarms, where countless animals pollinate trees and disperse seeds. These relationships are the invisible threads holding the entire ecosystem together. And this incredible web of life is fragile. The threats of deforestation and climate change are not abstract concepts here. They are existential dangers. Many of the species encountered, like the pink river dolphin, face uncertain futures. Every journey like this one reinforces the urgent need for conservation. Supporting sustainable ecotourism and the organizations working to protect these habitats is one of the most direct ways to help ensure this world survives. The purpose was to find the animals rarely heard of. The result is a deeper appreciation for the infinite complexity of life itself. For every species documented, thousands more remain hidden. Scientists continue to discover new species here all the time. The Amazon is one of the last places on Earth that still holds deep mysteries. It is a living library of evolutionary stories, and we have only just begun to read the first page. It reminds us that our planet is still a place of wonder, full of secrets waiting to be discovered, and that its most valuable treasures are the incredible, unseen lives that share this world with us.